Belgija je sinonim za čokoladu koji se dugo gradio. Imaju li belgijski vinari istrajnost?
Chocolate is a very different product compared to wine. For chocolate, the basic ingredient comes from African countries and from Middle and South America, because you need cocoa beans, and those are not produced in Belgium. Whereas the main ingredient of wine is the grape, and the grapes are produced in Belgium. So that means that your chain, your supply chain is completely different. We are indeed, one of the world leaders in chocolate, and as a matter of fact, Belgium and Switzerland are in the International Cocoa Organization in London, the most important voice when it comes to the consumption of chocolate, together with the producers. Producers are located far away, and it is the quality of the cocoa bean which will determine also the quality of the chocolate that you get out of it. For us, chocolate is a daily product. It's not like we will have it like once a week. No, I think that in Belgium, in my country, when I was a child, your breakfast has chocolate, your afternoon is, there will be chocolate in the afternoon, and there will be chocolate in the evening. There will be chocolate 3 times a day when you're a child. And so this is part of our life. It's part of our lifestyle as well. When you take a present to somebody, you would always take chocolate as a present. I do not see the, let's say, wine and chocolate. We would not consider at this moment Belgian wines as a substitute, for chocolates. If we were to go somewhere to friends for a dinner, we would not necessarily take a bottle of Belgian wine. We would still think, first thought would still be the chocolate.
Belgija nema veliku površinu za uzgoj vinove loze. Da li je to prednost, fokus na kvalitetu?
In my country, quality of every single product is very important. We are very demanding, and we have a very rich gastronomic culture. Also for food items in general, whether it's tomatoes, strawberries, meat, we have really, high standards. And we are also known in the world as one of the best countries to eat and to drink. We also, in our beers, for example, we also apply very, very high standards. The number 1 beer of the world is also a Belgian beer. So this goes for basically every product that you touch. It is true that the areas where you can plant vines, is rather limited, because it's a small country and it's also very densely populated. We have a lot of people in Belgium compared to the surface that we have. But there are areas which have been, let's say, cultivating grapes for centuries already. In the 19th century, we had whole areas around Brussels even where they cultivated grapes. And so this is continued, and it's also the quality which will be the major point to watch in our wines, and which is the major point for every single Belgian citizen. And we do not produce to export at this moment. We produce over 2 million liters at this moment. Those are the latest statistics. But I think that from 2 million liters in comparison, to the wine production of Italy, which is the largest wine producer in the world still today, we will never be able to compete in liters, let's say, in the volume of the production. That will be impossible.
Ima ta generacija Z. Ona može sve jer je mlada. Hoćemo li joj pomoći da se međusobno dobro razume i kako?
I think that understanding each other across borders should be made an obligation, because we are one people. If you look at all countries all over the world, we should have dialogue. We should always have dialogue, because it's dialogue that will, make us better as human beings. So I'm not worried about Generation Z that they want to avoid, that they want to be locked up in their little world of social media only, because on social media you will get information. Social media can be extremely useful, but there is nothing that is better than a face-to-face contact, person-to-person contact, and it is made easy these days. You can fly very cheaply to other countries. You can take trains all over Europe. There's a train network where you go from one train to another train, visit different cities, engage with local people of your age. You don't, you can go to other universities to study. These days that's very popular with Erasmus, and for Serbia Erasmus+. And this is what I see. I see many young Serbian students go abroad to other countries to engage, and to engage with other people of their own age and to study together, and it creates bonds, very strong bonds. I have here 2 universities and they cooperate very intensively with Serbian counterparts. One university, University of Liège, is doing research projects here with the bioinformatics campus, and that is going very well. It's very, very nice cooperation. And the other project is an even more exciting project. It's the University of Kortrijk, called Vives, which has a cooperation agreement for exchanges of youngsters with the Belgrade Business School. And they will be, this year, coming academic year, 2024-2025, there will be the first exchange of students. And so 2 students will go to Kortrijk and study in Belgium. It's for applied management and applied business and applied research. And so you see, it is very easy these days, to cooperate and to learn about each other and to learn about whether life is different. And in the end, I think, but I'm a bit older, I think that, those youngsters, Generation Z will also see that our lives are very, very similar. We get up in the morning. Well, if we get up in the morning, Generation Z might not get up in the morning, but that's not important. They might get up in the afternoon. They will have something to eat at one point in time. So I think there are lots of similarities, and that is why I think that dialogue is fundamental, because dialogue will also make us understand why some issues are more difficult in one country than in another. So I'm the eternal optimist. I'm always positive, and I think that we should, be together, regardless of borders.
Da li ste imali priliku da probate srpska vina?
Yes, I'm very fond of Serbian wines. There are wines which are absolutely amazing. Really, really very nice wines. Of course, it's not like the wines from Belgium, cool climate. These are warm climate wines, so the grapes which are used are more varied, a larger variety in the choice of the grapes. And I host a lot of events as ambassador, and I always serve Serbian wines. I do not serve Belgian wines because I cannot source them. I cannot get them here. So I buy Serbian wines, and one of the biggest discoveries is the wine of Novak Djokovic. Your most famous sports person in Serbia, and as I'm a big tennis fan, I'm also a fan. And the Djokovic family has bought a vineyard in Topola and produces, I can recommend it, an excellent Chardonnay. They also produce a Shiraz, but the Chardonnay is definitely my favorite. Then I visited the winery of Radovanovic and that was also an experience. I have beautiful pictures of that visit. We visited all the, the whole area, the cellar where they basically put the wines in the fusts, in the wooden fusts, and we got a full tour of the premises, and then afterwards we tasted all the wines that they produce. Which was a remarkable evening, and here at the residence I serve wines from different wine houses. Every time I try to get my guests taste other brands of Serbian wines, so the most known ones, but also smaller ones. Like, for example, Shishato, which is a smaller brand here in Serbia, Cilic, which is also a smaller brand from Jagodina. So I'm still on a discovery tour, but as I have been here already 2 years, I think I have tried at least 20 or 25 different wineries, and I must say I'm always astonished by the quality and the taste. It is really very nice wine. I'm also ambassador to Montenegro, non-resident ambassador, and so I also already did a couple of tours in the Montenegrin choice, and there, like 3 weeks ago, I hosted a lunch for President Milatovic of Montenegro in Montenegro, and I served the Stari Podrum, which is produced by Plantage, which is a phenomenal wine, really top quality. I'm also very fond of another winery's white wine, the Sauvignon Blanc and the Chardonnay, which is the winery Kekovic, which is Montenegrin. So, as you can see, I was extremely happy to be able to talk to you today in order to tell you more about my passion for wines and whether they are Serbian, Montenegrin, Greek, Belgian, French, American. I'm a big wine lover, and maybe they're now in the Belgian newspapers every week publishing an article that it is not healthy to drink alcohol, but I think if you do it with 1 glass a day, that should be fine, I think.